pushing wearables on the population and starting with external wearables. Are now pushing wearables on the population and starting with external wearables and then going into internal wearables in the future. We do know as well Gates Foundation funded what's called microneedle patch implants that install quantum dots in skin for about 5 years for use as vaccine passports. Again, this is on the National Library of Medicine website. So yeah, the plan appears to be going from external wearables, get them to wear that, and then you go into the internal wearables, these implants. Are now pushing wearables on the population and starting with external wearables and then going into internal wearables in the future. We do know as well Gates Foundation funded what's called microneedle patch implants that install quantum dots in skin for about 5 years for use as vaccine passports. Again, this is on the National Library of Medicine website. So yeah, the plan appears to be going from external wearables, get them to wear that, and then you go into the internal wearables, these implants. Are now
So you see what he just said? He said first external wearables and then internal wearables. I want to first start off by giving all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Baruch HaKadosh. We'd like to give double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. I'm the brother Yahweh here with the brother.
Right.
And today we're going to just be doing a quick little lesson. Lord willing is edifying and exhorting, and we're going to be speaking about the mark of the beast,
Yep.
the RFID microchip. As you saw in that video before, it states that Bill Gates is creating mRNA vaccine, vaccines and vaccine passports, and that's nothing new under the sun, as the scriptures say. And the first precept we're going to bring out is the book of Job 9:24. The earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So everything that you see that's going on in the world right now, and these agendas that are taking place, that's Esau Edom carrying it out. They're the ones that want to persecute us, destroy us, and enslave us, and that's Esau Edom, the so-called white man, and not everybody, that's the so-called white person is an Edomite, but for the most part, those people in rulership right now are.
You have to test the spirit.
You have to test the spirit, but this is the result. They're trying to get more and more steps into control. First, they take an inch and then they take a mile, and that's how Esau Edom works. He grapes, robs, murders, and tries to manipulate our people. Which leads me into this precept, 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So he's a master with the sword, as the scriptures say. Esau is a master with the sword, and that means the tools and devices and the technology that he has to cause mass manipulation across this world, man. This is why the earth has been given into the hands of the wicked, because everything that they do, everything that they touch is polluted, and this is only bringing it closer to the actual mark of the beast. They're just trying to prep you for it. That's why they're talking about wearables first, and then they're gonna move to internal. You got Elon Musk, just prying with the idea, and now they're testing it, the Neuralink on patients right now. So they're gonna start causing all signs and wonders and make it seem like it's for the benefit of the good, but it really isn't. And this is where we speak about what the mark of the beast truly is, the RFID microchip, as the scriptures say. So we're gonna go into the BLB, and we're gonna bring this out in the Strongs so you can hear it. I'm gonna go all the way down to the book of Revelation. Okay. So this is the book of Revelation, 13 and 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. And he exerciseth all power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he doeth great wonders, so that even he maketh the fire come down from heaven on earth, and bring it in the sight of men. And he deceiveth them that dwell in the earth by means of those miracles, which he had the power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image of the beast which had the wound by the sword, and he did live. And he had the power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many that would worship the image of that would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. So let's stop it right there for a second. It's basically saying right there that, Esau Edom, is gonna do all these great wonders. They're gonna make these things seem like they're miracles to deceive the whole earth, to have people bite on the bait and take this chip. And they're going to make it to where you need to take this in order to live in society and function. But we know that if we take that chip, the RFID microchip, we're going to get ultimately destroyed. So it continues to say, I'm going to repeat this, the verse 16, and he calls it all, both small, great, rich, and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. And that no man might buy or sell save he had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is a number of man, and his number is 666.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Yeah, so repeat that again. It says, let them have wisdom, right?
Here is wisdom. Let them that had understanding count the number of the beast.
So this is gonna be meant for people to understand. Like, a lot of people want to come along and say, no, the mark of the beast is committing sin. The mark of the beast is having the sin on your mind, and it's you not keeping the laws and using the name JC. But well, okay, then how does that make sense then? And no man will be able to buy or sell, and how does that make sense then? How is that related to the number 666, and how is that related to an incision or charagma? How? So you can't let the other people come along and then start saying that no, the mark of the beast is the implantable chip, which will go into the right hand or the forehead, right? Some form of RFID microchip, whether it's a Neuralink, whether it's some variation of that,
It's still gonna play into the mark of the beast.
Yeah.
And bring out the elect were not deceived precept.
Yeah.
Bring that out and have that ready. And I'm gonna bring that out, and then bring out speak according to the oracles. So I have both of those precepts lined up for me. Okay, so going back to what the brother was just saying, there's going to be a lot of deception during this time. That's why you see all these agendas being played out in Babylon the Great. Lots of distractions, lots of turmoil, lots of judgment, lots of division, and that's all going to tie in and bring everybody forth to taking the mark. But the ones that endure and resist are going to receive that crown of everlasting life. If you don't, if you do take that mark, you're going to get ultimately destroyed.
You're gonna be
Missile food.
destroyed by the nuclear missile.
You're going to be missile food. Okay, but it's saying here in verse 16 that it causes both small, great, rich, and poor, everybody to receive this. So it's not going to just be for a set group. It's not just going to be for a certain class. They're going to have everybody take it, and then they're gonna allow different variations of it, and maybe different so to speak, things that you can gain from it. If you pay more. But
this devil, he starts, he hires an actor to die, right, or some person to die, and then they revive him using, this RFID or this microchip, right? Almost like a defibrillator. And then people start getting emotional, and then they put it in their family members and stuff.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of.
I'm surprised that this devil can do shit like that.
There's going to be a lot of that going on, and there's going to be a lot of family members against family members in this time, Jacob's trouble. But the scriptures do speak about that. That's what's to come.
You're already seeing that happen.
You're already seeing that happening. So I'm going to bring out the mark in the interlinear concordance, and we're going to bring this out right now. Okay, so it's G5480.
Strong's G5480. Charagma.
charagma. And, the outline of biblical usage, a stamp or imprinted mark. Of the mark stamped on the forehead or on the right hand as a badge of the followers of the Antichrist. A mark branded upon horses, a thing carved, sculpture, or graven work. So it says carved, sculpted. It's going to be an incision. It's going to be an imprinted mark. And that's what it's talking about when they're going to have to physically carve your hand out and imprint this into your hand. And that's going to be able to track you, control your thoughts. Who knows, man? Esau Edom is going to be just having a play day with all these 2/3 and heathens that take this. Who knows what stuff that he can shut you off. He can control you. You're basically controlled at that point.
Hey, what happens when there's a malware, or someone starts hacking people?
Yeah, a virus.
You think that's not gonna happen?
You don't think that there's going to be a virus and people are going to get hacked? They're going to make it seem like they have, great firmware. They're going to seem like it's all safe. It's completely normal. And then next thing you know, you're going to get hacked and you're going to start seeing people dying.
And you got that show Black Mirror, the new season. It came out, and one of the episodes they had this subscription service, a chip in people's brain, and then basically what they did was, at first you got the subscription, right? And it seemed all good, and then they started charging you extra, and if you didn't pay extra, they'd be taking away like your perks, and they'd be what's it called? They basically made you would have to sleep for like 18 hours out of the day if you had this chip, basically.
Yeah.
And then they can just basically start. Then they started playing advertisements in your head, So that's the type of shit this devil will do, He basically does something called gradualism. He slowly brings things in, right?
He accustoms people to it. And this is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and 33. For Yahweh is not an author of confusion, but of peace, as in all the churches of the saints. So the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, has made it clear in these scriptures and the prophets that have carried it out through these scriptures to warn us, to blow the horns and warn us for what is to come. These scriptures say it clear. So for all these other people that are going to try to pervert the doctrine, they're going to try to pervert what the scriptures say and take pieces of it out. They're gonna receive judgment. And bring out that precept that I
yeah. So this is the book
bring out. Speak according to the oracles.
Yeah, I got that. Don't worry. This is the book of 1 Peter 4:11. It says, let's bring this up. Make sure. Yeah, and it says, I'm gonna pop up Slovakia. KJV. If anyone speaks, let him speak as the oracles of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. If anyone ministers, let him do it as with the ability which the Lord supplies. Then all things the Lord may be glorified through Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, to whom belong the glory and the dominion forever and ever.
Yeah, so this glory belongs to Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. And when we're bringing out these scriptures, we have to bring them out correctly. We have to speak according to true doctrine. And, the RFID microchip is what it's speaking about in the book of Revelation. Going back to going back to Revelation chapter 13. So when you go off and you speak, a different doctrine, and you explain that the mark is the name JC on your forehead, or it's not keeping the Sabbath, or it's not keeping the laws. Do you understand that we're living in flesh and blood? Can you possibly keep every single law to a T? That is exactly why we need the blood of Yahweh Shai, because we can't do things to a T. We're supposed to rehearse our righteous acts to the best of our abilities. The Lord sees our effort, okay? But it's specifically saying that you need this mark in order to buy or sell. And that's going to be the hour of temptation. When you're going to be tried, man, your faith is going to be put to the real test. And you're going to see if everything you said and everything you believed, if you can back it up and you really stand firm. If you really stand firm and bring out that precept that the elect.
Yeah, yep. This book, let's pull this up. This is the book of Romans 11:7. And it says, what...
Bring it out louder.
Yeah, hold on, let me click this real quick. This book of Romans 11:7. And it says, what then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it. and the rest were blinded.
Yeah, so even people in Israel that that claim to be in the truth, they claim to know the true names. If they're on a different doctrine, if they're learning from a different camp that's not speaking according to what these scriptures are saying, then they're gonna get blinded, man, and they're gonna be led to the slaughter. And that's why it's so important. Even though you're an Israelite, you got to be on firm doctrine.
Most of these jakes just go into church, and they just go into church just to get a woman, and then they still out here committing adultery, committing wickedness, sleeping with other man's wife. You know what I'm saying?
And you're going to be judged for that. If you know that you're an Israelite and you come to this understanding of the Lord and His true names, and you choose to go off and do your own thing, you're going to get even judged even more severely for it, because you knew, and you chose to turn back to your vomit. This is why it's so vital to be on firm doctrine. This is the book of Luke 4:20, Luke 6:48. He, like a man which built an house and digged deep and laid a foundation on a rock. And when the flood arose and the stream beat vehemently upon that house and could not shake it, for it was founded upon a rock. So when we have our doctrine is firm and founded upon a rock, according to these scriptures, then we're gonna be taken care of, man. The Lord's gonna protect us, because we're founded upon that rock. And when the times do come, we're going to be ready for it. When that hour of temptation comes, we're going to be able to stand, because we have that full knowledge and understanding through the Lord. And it continues to say, but he that hath heareth and doeth not is like a man that buildeth its foundation upon a foundation built an house upon the earth, against which the stream did beat vehemently, and immediately it fell, and the ruin of that house was great. So it's going to be a stubble. These people that don't want to repent and turn to the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, it's going to be a stubble, man. They're going to be utterly destroyed. If they take that mark, they're going to be utterly destroyed. So you don't want your foundation to be upon sand, or to be a loose and shaky foundation. You want a firm foundation, man. This is why you have to strive on the truth to death, as the scriptures say in Ecclesiasticus. Okay. And this is the precept right here, Ephesians 6:14. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness. So you're standing therefore with your loins girt about with truth. Your feet are planted into the ground with truth and knowledge and understanding, and you're confident in the Lord. Okay, and in being confident, you have to follow the right doctrine. So if you know anybody that is speaking and saying that the mark of the beast is something other than the RFID microchip, then they're completely going off and they're leading the flock astray. And you best rebuke them and pray that they come in order. And if they don't, then you know what? The Lord's going to handle it, but at least the blood's not on your hands. Because a lot of our people are confused, man, stiff-necked. And they might have came into this through a different way. Maybe they came through it through IUIC at first. They found out that they were an Israelite. But they're staying in a stagnant doctrine. That's not living water. That's not ever flowing. That's not they're on a stagnant doctrine. They're speaking they're speaking an incorrect doctrine. They're breaking down the mark of the beast completely wrong. Matter of fact, the people that are in charge of IUIC are scoffing and mocking at the microchip. They're saying things. Oh, what's that for a dog? A dog? But watch when the RFID microchip gets implemented. These are the same people that are going to be running back and saying that they didn't say that before. And this is why, man, these people are wishy-washy. They're double-minded. And a double-minded man is wicked and unstable in all of his ways. So you want to make sure that you're following the correct doctrine. Okay, especially when it comes to this, because this is a very important prophecy. And we're going to mention it over and over again. Because what do the elders apostles say? Repetition is... Repetition is the father of skill. So if you have a problem with us mentioning it over and over again, then guess what? Maybe this isn't for you. Okay? Yeah, sometimes we got to beat things over. Yeah, fuck you. Honestly, fuck you. And you know what? We're not going to be all nice here and PC and speak in a nice little voice, a sweet lullaby. This ain't for you, man. This is serious. This is a life or death situation right here, man. This is taking that mark determines your salvation. Okay? So we are going to speak about it and repeat it over and over again. If you have a problem, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, like,
Get the fuck out of here. Shalak Rayam on you if you have a problem with it. Or you want to speak something else differently, man.
yeah.
Because I'm tired of this shit where you people want to come around and say and put in your 2 cents when you don't even know, man. You don't even know. You're not the people that want to scoff are the ones that are not doing the work. Saying it's this and that. You don't even know, man. Come correct. Okay?
Yeah, you guys got guys in the comment section. They're saying things like, oh, you guys been saying this for years. Nothing has ever happened yet.
But guess what? It's gonna happen. To the Lord, isn't
Yeah, like 1,000 years.
thousands
right?
of years is like a day to
And,
the
and
Lord.
that's why the scriptures talk about in the last days, even though they were written thousands of years ago, because a day was like 1,000 years for the Lord,
This is the book of Jeremiah 50:6. My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place. So our people are stiff-necked. They don't.
Motherfuckers,
They follow whatever.
You just want to watch basketball and football and fucking watch some Jay-Z.
Yeah,
and fucking
yo, go
Beyonce.
bounce some fucking balls on your head till you die. Honestly, because that's what's gonna happen. You stupid fucking people. Our people are they're very stiff necked, man, and you have to tell them more than once.
Yeah, it's not until something happens to you, you start calling.
Then you want to start calling on the name. Then you want to start speaking the name Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai when times are tough. But when they're not and everything's good and dandy, you want to say Most High Christ. You want to say Yah. Are you kidding me?
That's just disrespectful.
Are you kidding me?
That's just disrespectful. Whenever you see someone saying, the Most High, or just like, or like just Yah, it's almost like they have hesitation.
Yeah.
They don't have faith in the true name. They have a hesitation that they're not fully committed to saying the one true name.
One and only true name.
Yeah.
And you're giving into the world, man, and these other doctrines.
Yeah.
This is the book of Acts 4:12. Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among the men whereby we must be saved. So, that name, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, those are the only true and proper names. All right? We don't be trimming our ways for other people, man, to make the rest of Israel feel included or to be friends and buddy with them. If you see somebody using those names, correct them, rebuke them accordingly, and that's it. And if you're telling somebody that doesn't understand the true name, then you want to say the name of Yahweh Shai, the true name of the only begotten Son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ.
But honestly, we can't just be going around saying the name just to people that aren't gonna get it.
Yeah, because his name's been given only to a few.
The name is sacred. It's not meant for every single person to hear.
And just like this doctrine is not meant for everybody to hear. So, when you're going around, if they don't have the eyes to hear, what does the scripture say? Eyes to hear, eyes to see, ears to hear. If they don't have the ability to receive it, then that's it. That is it. So this is the book of Matthew 3:16. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and for your ears, for they hear. So what a blessing it is, man, to be in this spirit, man, with the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, to be given this doctrine, to be given the knowledge and understanding and the wisdom that He pours into us. But for the rest of these people, they don't understand. They don't understand, and you can tell them once and twice, but if they don't receive it, that's it. Leave them alone. Titus 3:10. So once again, Akim Akwat, and I'm gonna repeat this one more time. The RFID microchip is the mark of the beast. It is the mark of the beast. Okay? That is what it is. That is what it is. You see that right there? That is it. Okay? And repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand, and come correct. So we're going to close off. Lord willing, you found this lesson edifying and exhorting. We want to give all glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai Ba'ashim Rakakadash. We want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who rule and teach well in full sincerity and charity. Peace and salutation unto the Lord's elect and all and the hopeful elect in the 1/3. I'm the brother Yo. What's up?
I'm the brother Barack.